in the country, and I want us to talk to our reporter Willie Lusige, who's at Kibra on the ongoing demos. Of course, Willie, good afternoon. What's happening where you are at the moment?
Definitely, Kibra being one of the Azimio leader, Raila Odinga's stronghold in the country, there's a lot happening whenever he calls for protest. Definitely the people of this area do respond in high numbers, and that is what is being experienced right now here in Kibra. It's a little bit difficult to describe how things are because some parts of Kibra are still peaceful, but some parts, as usual, we have seen protesters trying to barricade a number of roads here, including this interchange that is able to connect you from Kibra to what we can term as the southern bypass. A few minutes ago, this road was not passable because protesters were engaging the police after they had barricaded the road that now links Kibra to the bigger part of Langata. And what is happening currently is just some exchange between the protesters and the police. And a few minutes ago, police were using teargas canisters to be able to disperse the crowd that had barricaded the entire road. And definitely, as you can see from your screen, even though we are a little bit far from the main point or the epicenter of the chaos, there is a huge number of people who have turned out to be able to join the Azimio protest, but police are also there to be able to bar them from leaving Kibra. So definitely this road, you can see, is not busy as usual because there are only a few vehicles that are passing, and this is after the police were able to overpower the protesters. But before this one, we have witnessed similar incidences across Kibra where we saw a matatu that was torched and another trailer which was ferrying goods on the southern part or the southern bypass was also torched. So far is a little bit of what we can say a cat and mouse chase where the police are trying to engage the protesters, and then after a few minutes the protesters disappear, then they come back from another point, and that has been continuing since morning. We have also been to another place within Kibra a few minutes ago where we have actually seen that it's totally unpassable. You cannot be able to access that place because the protesters have completely blocked the road, and it's a little bit also unsafe for us and even for passerbys because we've been told whoever comes in contact with them is being attacked, and some of the people have already, pardon me, lost their goods and properties when they were able to encounter those goons. So what we are still doing here in Kibra is just to follow up and see what will happen next as the day progresses, because we know majority of the Azimio supporters also do come from this Raila stronghold here in Kibra. But if we compare it with the previous days, definitely we can say a little bit calmer today, but we don't know what will happen because most of the times those protests and chaos within Kibra do get to a bigger extent after midday, after 12 all the way to 2 p.m. So we are still waiting to see what will happen if the protesters and the residents of this area will continue being calm and go back to their houses. But so far you can see clearly that things are not yet good because people are fearing even to be able to pass this road because you don't know what will happen when you get in touch with the protesters, because some of them are also protesters who have turned into goons. They are stealing from the people, and maybe people also fear for their own security. So we are still waiting to see what will be able to happen, but police are every corner of Kibra trying to bring back to normalcy the peace of this area, and also to bar the protesters from accessing major roads such as Ngong Road, which is not far from here, and also being able to leave Kibra to other places such as CBD. So we have seen the police trying to have what we can say like a ring blocking the residents of Kibra from leaving this area. But definitely behind me I can still hear the tear gas canisters being lobbed by the police officer, which is a clear indication that they are engagement between the protesters and the police here in Kibra. But on the upper part, like this one where it's near the DC center, there's not much happening. But behind me, all the way towards the interchange that connects Kibra to Langata, then definitely the road is impassable. So far, we have not yet also witnessed any case of any protester being arrested or injured, but it's only the push and pull between the protesters and the police. And then definitely we'll be able to know what will happen here, especially by the end or in the course of the day, because it's still early, and most of the times the protesters here do converge around between 12 to 2. That's when they do converge in large numbers and continue with their protest. So what we are doing is to wait and see if things will be similar to what we have witnessed before, or if today the residents of Kibra will be able to maybe stay calm and observe the peace, as we have seen the leader of Azimio calling on them. Even if they protest, they should have what we can term as peaceful kind of protests.
Right, of course, William Sigera.